all know in college football there's multiple conferences at all division levels. So as we look at Division I, let's talk a little bit about the different divisions and the difference between the speed and the type of player that we see in each division. So Chad, take it away. Talk a little bit about each division as you know what you know.
Well, with all respect, we should start with the Southeastern SEC, the Southeastern Conference, the dominant conference in college football. 6 straight national championships out of this conference is just ridiculous and unbelievable. So how do they do it? Well, it's simple. They have very strong, top-heavy teams with incredible speed, skill, and talent. Great coaches, great coachability kids, and they get it done. And they play very well. It's a tough conference to come in. If you see one of the SEC powerhouses, especially the schools like Alabama, LSU, Florida, and you're going down to one of their stadiums, well, have a good time while you're down there because you're probably not going to come away with a W. But you know, the rest of the conference is a strong conference. It does produce a lot of NFL players, and but it's got some weaknesses down at the bottom. Some good educational institutions that don't play football that great. A couple of them play basketball pretty good, Kentucky, but you know.
What about the Big Ten? What about the Big Ten?
We'll get to the Big Ten, but their slow style, you know, they'll have to catch up a little bit. Next conference is my conference that's near and dear to me. Growing up a New Yorker, obviously, is the Pac-12. Yep, I just said that. Growing up in New York is the Pac-12. I'm a proud alumni of the Pac-12. And to me, people don't realize this, but the Pac-12 has the most produced players in the NFL. We have the most skilled position players. We are a conference of speed and balance. There are years we produce teams that score 45 points a game, 2 or 3 teams in the conference. There are years where I remember years in the early 90s where this conference had 7 of the top 20 ranked national defenses in the whole country. So, I mean, basically, it's a great conference. It's produced quarterbacks after quarterbacks, great running backs, great skilled players, and some tremendous talent. The conference is basically based on athletic ability and just talent and skill and speed. That's the Pac-12.
What about
next major conference we probably start talking about in college football would be probably the
SEC?
No, we could talk about the Big 12. Big 12 conference has kind of gone under some changes, and we didn't talk about that. Some schools have been moving around pretty much. But the Big 12 still possesses Oklahoma, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. These are great programs. The Big 12 is a wide open conference. It used to be a very run option type of conference. It's now produced a lot of the top quarterbacks around. They put quarterbacks in the NFLs. Schools like Nebraska have turned from this run heavy offense into a more pass orientated offense. It's amazing what the Big 12 has gone through. But the Big 12 has always been about large linemen, strength, power. Big 12 is mano-to-mano kind of league. It's an exciting league. It has a lot of NFL players, of course, as well as being one of the produced conferences. And you see a lot of those kids play really tough and are turn out to be really well-coached kids and do really well. The ACC is another major conference that's kind of struggled a little bit with college football. They've struggled in the BCS major bowl games, but this year looking pretty strong. Florida State, nice to see them back. Florida State, one of the unique great programs of the mid-'80s and '90s, is kind of fallen the wayside. It's nice to see them back leading that conference. Of course, their rival has joined them in that conference, ironically, Miami, Florida. Clemson's good team. Florida State, Clemson already spoken for this year. Florida State came out on top on that game, but Clemson should be all right. So that's what I can think of right now for you.